Ziegler. Inspiring true performance.
We have a great show for you today. Blake Lindsay is here with us. He is the author of Out of Sight Living. Blake is here to share his inspirational story with us. What makes Blake special is that Blake is blind, but he has not allowed that to keep him from pursuing his dreams. Let's welcome Blake Lindsay. Hi, Blake. Welcome.
Hi, Sherry. Thank you for having me on. I am excited and grateful to be a guest.
Awesome. I know. I'm glad to see you today.
Thank you.
Yeah, before we really need to hear all these great things that you're doing in the community. You got a production company, Blazing Blake Production. You're working with Zig Ziglar. You've been in radio. So tell us about that. Start with whatever area you want to talk
Well,
about.
I love working. You know, I've been with Zig Ziglar for about 11 months, so I'm coming up on my first year anniversary.
All right.
I am really excited to be working for Zig Ziglar. He's been a mentor and a friend to me for about 26 years.
Wow.
And I had lots of careers prior to Zig Ziglar Corporation.
Okay.
I worked at Bank of America for over 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a radio broadcaster for over 22 years. I started when I was about 14 years old, got a nice young start. And I loved radio. It was just really a lot of fun to get to work with Wolfman Jack, believe it or not. I got to work with him, and I got to work with Kid Craddock at Kiss FM in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of people that were very inspired by me, and they certainly inspired me as well.
Yes, I believe it.
That was a neat opportunity. But Zig Ziglar, I've never had any more passion than I do now for the positive good that Zig is doing
I believe that.
for so many people.
Yes, he is. Now, Blazing Blake Productions. Now, what are your services? What do you do?
I do voice imaging, which is branding for radio stations. I have 3 radio stations,
Okay.
including a non-commercial station, KEOM in Mesquite.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. I get on there and I just image the radio stations. I make certain that there's a lot of effects around me that show people what station they're listening to. And it helps to really get those call letters in your mind.
Okay.
And so it's been a lot of fun. I've been doing that for just a little over a year and a half now.
Okay, a lot of fun.
It is.
Now, I understand you got a beautiful woman. You're married.
Been married for 4 years to Jennifer.
Awesome.
And that is really exciting. She's been an inspiration to me.
All
And
right.
she's really taught me about consideration and by her example. And so it's easy to follow that example. You know, she doesn't scold me.
Yeah.
She just gives me a good positive example, and it really encourages me to do the same.
Yeah.
We always ask each other permissions prior to making any decisions on just about everything.
Yeah, y'all really married then.
Yes, we are. Still newlyweds.
Yes, 4 years. Awesome. That's good. I'm glad you found someone that God has placed in your life.
Oh, me too.
Absolutely. Well, we need to hear about this Out of Sight Living, this new book. Yes. What was your inspiration for writing it, Blake?
Well, my uncle Marvin, actually, he's 81 years old.
Okay.
He's a year older than Zig Ziglar. And Marvin said, Blake, you need to write a book
Okay.
to really encourage and inspire the employers
Mm-hmm.
to hire blind people
Wow.
and people with unique challenges in general, not just blind people, but people who have ability,
Mhm.
God-given talents,
Yes.
and they're just afraid sometimes to hire those kind of people because of the obstacles that need to be turned into opportunities.
That's right.
And so that's what I wrote the book about, is not what I can't do, but in fact what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin White is my uncle, and he said, Blake, you need to really encourage blind people to get out there and work hard. And it's an opportunity, of course, for me to thank the employers who have gladly opened that door for me
Absolutely.
and enabled me to make it a win-win partnership.
So who do you want to reach? What audience? Is it all people, period, that you want to be able to reach, or you want to reach children?
I would love to reach all people, but
Okay.
absolutely parents with
Okay.
uniquely challenged children.
Yes.
I want to give the parents encouragement that there's a
Mhm.
lot of resources that did not used to exist, especially for blind people, say, even 30 to 40 years ago.
Okay.
It's amazing what there is in adaptive technology now for the blind and different things that we're able to do that we were never able to do in the workplace before. So parents need to know that because it'll encourage them about their child's future. Obviously, it's going to give the child a lot of encouragement also to know, hey, I can do something. I don't have to just be, you know, a blind person sitting
That's
around.
right.
So
Good.
it's a real neat opportunity, and I think that my book really exemplified a lot of great employers who opened up a door for me,
Good.
and I encouraged them to. But you know, without their help, I wouldn't have been able to blaze a trail.
Amen. Okay. With that said, what was the cause of your blindness, and when were you diagnosed?
I had retinoblastoma. I was diagnosed when I was 9 months old.
Okay.
I was taken to several specialists. They said, well, it could be a detached retina, it could be this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, God made sure that in the right time, I had cancer, you know, which is retinoblastoma. It was a cancerous
Okay.
tumor that was near my brain. And so my right eye was removed when I was 9 months old, my retina was, and then my
Okay.
left was 1 month later. So by the time I was 10 months old, I was completely blind. So I was born with 20/20 sight. But I don't recall that. And, I'm thankful for that in many ways, because obviously I'm not going to miss something that I don't remember.
Wow.
And a lot of people dwell on that, when you
That's
go
right.
blind later in life. But there are so many ways to overcome even that because of the, the opportunities that we have now that, like I mentioned, we didn't have 40, 50 years ago.
That's right. Briefly share with us, how did this affect your parents and your siblings when you had to grow up? They had to help with you being blind, of course.
Well, the best word is loving. My mom and dad had never experienced this in our family history before. It was completely brand new to Mom and Dad, and they were both willing to dedicate and donate one of their eyes to give me both of my eyes. This was going to be non-effective, but I mean, they were very willing at age 26 and 27 to do that, and I often think, now, would I have wanted to do that? And of course, I hope I would have, but
right.
it's really something to
It's a
think about that kind of
sacrifice,
maturity.
too.
It's a sacrifice, it's a contribution, and so Mom and Dad really have turned this into a blessing in many ways because of their positive attitude.
Good deal.
Ziegler. Inspiring true performance.